Yesterday's Bâan premiere was awesome. It was so wholesome to see the whole gang support Garnt's work. Also, I was the guy that said hi to you yesterday on the back left of the theater.
This time I'm not looking in the mirror. Please bring the void back. Welcome back.
Hey, Heavy, you're right. You don't want to see the mirror reflection, buddy. I said hi to a fair amount of people yesterday. I do remember everyone I met, but back left of the theater is not good enough for me to recall on that particular description. So listen, guys, where do I begin? I've got a few things to share, and I'm going to thank all the subs coming in here. You guys are incredible. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you. My wife and I are very thankful for everyone's offline support. I did meet a fella yesterday who was so nice. We sat in line together, curry chips. Thank you, buddy. And he said, I saw your daily post. I'm a new follower. I'm not a big, Twitch guy, but I saw that you were crying. You were so upset that you weren't able to stream. And I said, there in line, let's get one thing straight. I was not crying because I missed streaming. I had tears in my eyes because of my cough. I love you guys. You're great. And I think streaming's awesome. But I was not tearing up because I wasn't able to see you for a week. I was very disappointed. I was absolutely devastated, mentally and physically. But that is not copium on my behalf. I went home that night and I looked at the video. And it absolutely looks like I was crying. It does. It looks like I was, and everything I said was true. I was very disappointed and stuff, but I just hacked up a ton of I guess it was just air. And then I recorded the video. I was crying because you weren't streaming too, Pete. It's okay. Well, okay. So where do I even begin? And I will thank everybody in a minute. Thank you guys for this incredible show of support. The level 6 hype train, a little scam train to start my recovery. What's up, Konata? Thank you all very much. So for those of you just tuning in, or if you haven't seen what I've been up to, or maybe you've been enjoying Uno, which was peak, or maybe you were enjoying Vein Gang, that was peak on peak. Maybe you've been watching all kinds of other good Rob streams, or you've been doing your thing, or you've been seeing Ari. I don't know where you've been or what you've been doing. I don't know. I've been in the cut. I have been extremely ill. And it's been cool to see, other people. Like, I get to see some streams. I get to watch some late night poker. I did a lot of Final Fantasy 11, and I was just trying to recover. So basically, about a month ago, I did Phoenix Wright, and I knew that was the harbinger of illness. I knew it. But before I say that, Table, brother, thank you for the big 10. Thank you so much. I appreciate that very much. So I did Phoenix Wright, and I use a lot of voice acting. I really hesitate to say that after watching Bâan last night and the incredible performances. I don't think we can attach a VA to my name anytime soon, but I overused my voice, and then I jumped into Evo and Chrono Trigger and hanging out with Chris and screaming at him to stop talking for 12 hours. And, we did all these things, and I had a little scratch in my throat, and I didn't know what that was. So that turned into a cough. And then the cough, I went and got looked at by a specialist, and they said that I had pneumonia because on the x-ray, I had some shadow on my lungs. I was concerned because I didn't want to give anything to my newborn son, and he said, hey, this is not contagious. Don't worry about it. But I do recommend you mask up around your kid in case you are coughing, in case you are spreading extra germs that he might not be prepared for. And I said, okay. And I took a week of medicine. I took a week. This was 2 weeks ago. So I took a week of medicine and I felt a little bit better. And then I went out to celebrate a birthday. And when I got home that night, I went to bed and I woke up in the middle of the night. And when I got out, it was like early in the morning and I started coughing. And during my cough, I couldn't breathe. So something was going wrong where I was unable to get any air. So I started choking, which was terrifying for my poor wife who almost called 911. Because when I get these issues, I start coughing. And when I'm inhaling, I'm going like, ooh. And there's like this, she called it a death rattle, heaven forbid, or 119. That's true. It's not 911. So I was inhaling and I had this kind of gasp, and Yuki and I were afraid that it was whooping cough, which I thought was extinct with typhoid, but that's definitely something that I didn't want to give to the child. And it was a terrible wheeze. I ended up coughing and wheezing so much that I threw up, which was terrifying. So I said, I'm okay, as I said through tears running down my face and exasperated screaming. And Yuki's like, you're not okay. I was like, up. And so then it happened again about an hour later where I've had these things where, and it's kind of panic inducing because your airways, they close up and you're unable to, like, you can't breathe. Right? Like you're trying really hard to just get through this moment. I turned it down a little bit. Sorry about that. I didn't know how loud it was, but so I went back again. And thank you, Curry, keeping that hype train on life support, just like my doctors keeping me there. Thank you, brother. This song's even louder. There we go.
Doma.
Thank you, the Sethness. Appreciate you. So then I went back to the clinic and they said, I think that you have severe asthma. And I said, what? That's insane. I haven't had asthma since I was 10. And they said, well, it's back. And I was like, okay, what do I do? And so I have been on a ton of different medication for 8 days now. I've got an inhaler. I'm on New Game Plus. 30 years I haven't tasted the chemical spray of an inhaler until just this came back. Had asthma, pneumonia, bronchitis, etc. All as a kid, ended up with a collapsed lung at 26. Let's not have that. But let's say thanks real quick for the incredible 39 subs, 2,700 bits. Feels good to be back. Thank you. Let's not do that. So I've been taking some sort of inhaled powder. I've been taking antibiotics. I've been taking inhalers. I've just like so many different things. And it was kind of, it's been very frustrating. We have an air purifier in the main room, and I've instructed Yuki to buy one more of the same kind that I'll just throw right here in the corner. I don't give a shit. Let's put that thing in there. So basically what it was, I prioritized. Yuki was like, I did 2 streams. I did the streamer games, which I was excited, and I asked Notorious Monster to make some assets for. So I was really excited about showing that with you guys and trying it and learning how to be, some new segments. And then I powered through the PoE2 kind of developer stream thing. But it weighed really heavily on me, right? Because there's a certain aspect. I've been thinking a lot about the stream and about how much it sucks to even miss a day or 2 or 3. And it's really, really frustrating.
We understand Con Air, Mudan, and Geary were out of breath climbing Mount Fuji, and walking up and down the stairs at your home can be challenging.
Don't make me laugh. Don't make me laugh. I hate to tell you this, I'm on the first floor. I don't even have stairs. I don't even have a excuse. It was embarrassing. I would lose breath breathing. I would be out of breath talking. It was legitimate. It was the entrance step on my Gincon. Yes. I have one step. And I was so nervous because, Twitch is a fickle thing. You could be riding high on Umumusume, 5,000 concurrent viewers one day, and then you take 2 days off and you're out of a job. And I know that I have an amazing community and some very supportive people behind this. And I've never been one to obsess over metrics. As long as I can make enough to take care of my family and do those things, then I'm fine. But it was one of those things where it was in my head constantly that you owe it to the people who are subscribing, and that this is your job, and you're a father now, and this is your livelihood. And eventually cooler heads prevailed. Basically, my wife instructing me, you cannot do this. You cannot just keep going online because you won't recover. You won't get better. And then it's just going to be a longer and longer and longer break. And that's not going to help you. And I was like, you're so right. You're so bad. Now she's like, go clean the bedroom. And I was like, yes, ma'am. So it was one of those, but it was one of those things. It sucked. You know what I mean? It was just a frustrating Jokyo situation. However, the next cool thing I wanted to tell you guys. Okay, but did Yuki think that I wanted to giggle at your antics? She didn't care. She doesn't care. She didn't give a shit. I don't stop drinking water though. The only thing that got me through this was regular water, and I hate to say it, some acid rain from Rainho. It's pathetic. She's pathetic. I'm pathetic. But I did get a chance to take a picture with my son that I wanted to share with you guys, and I think it's super cute. It was right before I left, and now if eagle eye observers,
Domo.
Let's see who's a true premiertwo fan. Does anybody recognize this little costume that he's wearing? Oh, he's got my hairline. He's 2 months. He was 3 kilograms when he was born. He's got my smile. He's got the Macy button nose. He's got my ginormous ears. He's got my hairline in my forehead. I mean, honestly, he's got my dimples. We have we very much, he does have my hair. He does. So Nara is correct. This little costume he's wearing was the very first, it was the very first walk and talk clothes we bought outside the coffee shop. That's right, hacks. So yesterday was the first time he'd ever been able to wear it. So we saved it until he could fit. And it's so much fun, laughing with him and smiling and being goofy, and to have that be kind of with the family. And oh, guys, I took so many pictures. I was so happy. We love this little guy, obviously. You guys can call him Premier3. You can call him Victor. That's his middle name. You can call him Baby Chan, all that stuff. P3 is what Yuki and I call him. We have lots of nicknames for him. He's little P3. He is awesome. So super fun. I'm glad. And I have this little trick that I do with him, right? So when he's in the bed, Slick Vic, baby.
Domo.
When because he knows my voice. How could he not? He heard it for 10 months when my wife was pregnant. and also as a very loud person. But when I go to the crib, even with my mask on, I'll say like, you know, I'll do my high voice, go, you know, I'll be talking to him in baby voice. And if I squeeze his little cheeks and go, choo, choo, he always gets this big smile on his face. He gets this big smile on his face. And so when we were taking the picture, I gave him a little choo, choo. And then he immediately smiled all big, and Yuki snapped the photo. Little Zangief is also an okay name. We also call him, well, Ian calls him that. Ian still thinks his name is Zangief. So, what an idiot. But, like from Street Fighter. I have another picture I can share with you. Is it not? It might as well be. Let me show you guys one more that Yuki took that I think is just so adorable. And then my favorite part was Yuki told me, she said, you should put on the jacket. And I said, why? She goes, I know you'll complain that your white shirt fat tummy is too big. So I had to take 2 shots, one with the jacket on, and we have another one with the jacket. And I can see it. I can see what she's saying. It's a little tight. I can see how this would be bulging. I know she's right. I can see it. But like, this is a super cute picture that I also like. Absolutely adorable. I love this guy. So cute. And, you know, nothing has aged me faster than having a kid. I mean, I can see all the wrinkles in my eyes, but I don't care. All I care about is this little guy. That's it. Like, I would do anything for him, like anything. I'd run through a wall. So it's so fun. But you're not allowed, like, she immediately wiped his head because, you know, you can't kiss the cheeks or the hands or anything. The best place to kiss is the back of the head, the top of the head, or strangely the feet. I have not done that yet, but like, I get, if you want to be affectionate, I guess it's to prevent, even if you're not sick, but like the spreading of germs, so that, you know, because their hands touch their face a lot. And you know, you don't want to give, like, the fuck are you talking about? Like, if you kiss, like if you, like a baby, if you want to be affectionate, you know, normally you might feel inclined because they have these chubby cheeks. You might want to give them a kiss on the cheek, but you're not supposed to. You're supposed to, if you desire to, it's the back of the head or the foot or something. And the foot makes sense, you know, because like you're usually holding it and it's like it's there. Not that I did that, but I can see the logic. So that's why because they don't have the germs there until they can put their feet in their mouth. So of course Yuki wiped his head immediately. But it was super cool to spend time with him. Awesome. Love the little guy. So cute. He's a really fun dude. He speaks a little bit, not any intelligible words, so he's already smarter than me. After that, I did go to see Bâan, and I believe the announcement's already been said that on September 20th, it'll be on Garnt's channel. You can see it. You will be able to witness peek it. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. If you were there last night and you saw it, I'm sure you would concur. This is a no spoilers segment, but like I've never. Well, okay, that's not true. It's on his channel. There's gonna be 2 different. There's gonna be like English and Japanese dub. It's gonna be awesome. And then a week later, a documentary, which we saw a part of, is going to be released. You guys are going to love it. Yes. What the heck? Little Premiere 3, what the heck is that? Eh? Look at that. What is this? Really? That's so cute. Look at him. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for waiting. Peter-san was really serious breathing trouble. I was almost calling the ambulance. I was. That was horrible, his sound. So thank you very much for waiting. He's back today, but he's still on the way to recover. So I keep saying him, like, don't do too much, don't shout too much. I'm sorry. It may be boring on the stream, not like a regular stream. And I'm so sorry he has to take a lot of days off. I feel sorry.
Thank you.
For both of you guys, audience, you too.
Okay.
Your health. Because priority is your health.
For little Premier
First.
3.
Not only Premier 3, even yourself too. Even if you're not healthy, you cannot even work. So we are going for a walk to the farm and then pharmacy too. Thank you very much.
That's so cute. This little body. So cute. Okay, well, take care.
If something wrong to Premier 2, I'm gonna call 119 ambulance.
Okay.
Don't do too much.
Okay. John Yuki. There you have it. It's always fun to have Yuki. Take care, everybody. Always fun to have Yuki and a little cameo of Premier 3's head and legs. But she's right. She's right. One of the reasons I chose Hollow Knight is because obviously I'm super excited about Silk Song. But I think it would be it's a nice 24-hour game. It's chill, it's relaxed. And I feel like we can just, I wanted to revisit Hollow Knight anyway. And I thought it would be a fun stream to just chill. I love Metroidvanias. I loved Hollow Knight. We beat it, maybe 4 years ago on stream. It was one of the early streams that we did after we reached partner. So I really don't remember a lot of the stuff that was that we did in it. I remember just enjoying it immensely. I remember having a lot of map issues. I remember having a ton of getting lost and backtracking. But I definitely remember the Path of Pain. That was tough, but we beat it. We did crush the Path of Pain. And that was and it wasn't even that bad. It was hard, but I think that everybody was kind of surprised how quickly I did it. So, back to Garnt's anime. It was one of those times in my life where it's happened on occasion. Mouse's subathon record-breaking, appearance. The cyclothons in general when we're raising money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Connor's charity auction. Chris getting to meet the Emperor and the King of England at the same time. There are, I'm just mentioning the ones of things that you got. My friend Dot getting a house. There is a handful of moments in my life where Ian getting fired from his job, where you are just happy to witness someone else's success and to be a part of something that they care so much about and that they're trying their absolute best. And I mentioned, fired is great. He didn't get fired. I made that up. But I was glad to see Ian go independent. Rob making it to the top 3 edamame eating contest. So I did this on a little background thing, and I found the words that I said were still resonating now. At my age, it's even like I'll be 42 in 2 months. And like at this point in my life, instead of personal glory, which is also awesome, I definitely like that. Like when I won the Beyblade tournament, you know, that's cool. But I love being around talented and extraordinarily motivated people who are trying to do something. Whether it's successful or not is up to their subjective expectations. But like taking the effort and a mighty swing to try it, I'm just glad that I'm there to see it. That's it. And I feel like there are very few things that I would trade that for. I did not voice in it. I had nothing to do with this project other than that I'm happy I saw it. And it's so cool to see these in like Joey's nonsense, you know, what Connor's done as an individual, and like his arc that he's come since doing Trash Taste. It's so cool. And I learned that perspective when I was a teacher, where I got to see students go day in, day out, training every single day, 6 days a week, so that they could lose in the first round of a volleyball tournament. And I learned that it wasn't about like in America, I think we tend to prioritize, like, did you win or did you lose? But in Japan, I think there's a real priority on the journey of getting to that point. And that is something that I've really taken to heart. And if there's anything that's rubbed off on me about this culture, that's probably the number one thing, is that I've been a lot more aware of those successes. And so it's great. It's great. It's great it's awesome to see. And so the anime was amazing. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of discussion about it. I think that the animation was great. The story was just really deeply personal and so much to discuss and to think about. We're talking about Garn's anime right now, Bâan, which comes out September 20th. And I mean, obviously, the music was f***ing insane. It was insane. It's like, it was so good. And for me, I highly recommend. I see it as a 3-piece set there. The anime, the documentary, and the music are all kind of a companion piece that I want to interpret as one story. And so however you enjoy it, it's all up to you. Just check it out. Just watch it. Watch it twice. Watch it 10 times. I think that the idea here is like Garnt put not only a significant amount of financial capital, but he sacrificed a significant part of his life to put this project in motion. And that is something we should celebrate. So cool. It was amazing. It's 20 minutes of, I wish it was 200. And that's the greatest compliment you can give something. But I think that there's going to be some really awesome discussions. I think there's going to be some really cool things to discuss about it. I want to be a part of those. I want to get into the themes. I want to talk about everything about it. Super cool. So there you go. That is yesterday. He said it cost in the 6 figures. Damn. I did not know that. But I can see why that would be the case. And because it was a very slick production. And then in addition to that, yesterday I got to see briefly a couple of friends I hadn't seen in a while because I've been locked in the crib with the other crib, and so it was kind of nice to see some familiar faces, and I got to meet some of the viewers there yesterday. If you are watching now, that was super cool. I appreciate you guys taking the time to say hello, and then I did not have any alcohol yesterday because I'm just trying to get better, so I left the venue, and in true Pete fashion, I was about to go on my way home, but I knew I needed to eat, and I didn't want to wake up the fam, so I crushed McDonald's. Then I went home. Then I went to bed. And then I woke up, no daps. No daps. And then I woke so actually yesterday I was up for about 30 hours. It's not great, but I couldn't sleep. I was in like this spin cycle of illness, and then her family visited, and then the premiere. And so I do feel bad that like anything I said on camera yesterday, it's juxtaposed with I sound like shit, I look like shit, but you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm not the main character here. It doesn't have anything to do with me. If anything, I am like literally the smallest part of that. But like I was just like, hey, as long as you're there, being present and available is better than anything. So super awesome. It was incredible. So I highly recommend bookmark it. It's gonna be on the 20th of September. I will be spamming the shit out of it. Please go and watch it, form an opinion, share it with your friends, your family, talk about it. It's great. The 20th of September. 20th of September, and the documentary comes out a week after that. So there you go.